right. All righty. Good evening. How is everybody? I got to adjust this a little bit. There we go. All right. That's better. How is everybody this evening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a freaking day. So, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are having a good weekend as we continue to watch the gas prices accelerate and go higher. Talk about that in just a minute. So, before we jump into this video, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot follow those simple rules, then those awesome people with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here. We're just not going to tolerate stupidity in this chat. We want to have a good discussion. Definitely want to see your feedback, and we'll go from there. All right. Uh, if you have any questions that you want to make sure that I see, all cap locks, please, so that they stand out for me. All right, so we're going to talk about gas first, right? So we just talked this week. Gas up here had jumped up to 4.19 a gallon. The one day it was up. It was up 30 cents in one day. Just a ridiculous jump, right? So we ran down today, and I'm just in like top off mode. Every time that I can, I'm just topping off. Well, gas was up to 4.29 today, so it picked up another 10 cents. And when I was talking to the gas attendant, he said they already said that it's going to go. I can only hang out for a little bit. I have to go out and siphon the neighbor's vehicle soon. Yeah, I hear you. That's what the good thing about living in an apartment complex is there, Bizarrizza Jizza. Have your siphon hose, have your little gas can, and take care of business in the middle of the night. I do not recommend doing that. I know that it has been done in the past by some people. I'm not going to mention any names. When I was younger, a long, long time ago, I had a 72 Chevy Impala four-door boat. And this is obviously way before security cameras and everything else. And that car sucked gas. It was my first car. I was like 18, 19 years old. And that car just absolutely sucked gas. So what we would do, I had my siphon hose and my gas can, and we would go into apartment complexes and siphon gas, uh, fill the car up, and drive around all night for free. Now, I am not saying that that was the right thing to do. I'm just saying that that's what we did back in the day because we were naughty. We had no guidance. It was terrible. So anyway, um, so when I was talking to the gas station attendant inside, he said that it went up to 10 cents today, and he said his boss had said that they're going to raise it another 10 cents tomorrow. So as of tomorrow, gas in my area will be at 4.39 a gallon, which is just and here's the things, and I had people defending what I had said earlier, and I said it's price gouging. You have the trucks come in and they dump the gas, in the tanks. And let's say it is 10,000 gallons that they're putting in these tanks. They're not coming every day. So here's my point that I'm trying to make to people. So maybe they're coming around once a week and filling up these gas places, okay? The price that they paid for the gas that was in the tank is not what they're charging people now. That's why I consider that price gouging. Because like with them raising the price today 10 cents and then raising it again tomorrow 10 cents, and nobody came between today and tomorrow to make sure that those tanks are topped off. So when people say, well, they got to pay for the future prices, well, whatever prices that they pay, I know that they're only making like the gas stations are only making like 1 to 2 cents a gallon on gas when they have it, and I understand that. Okay, I mean I get that, so I understand it from that aspect. But my point is, they didn't pay close to what they're charging for the gas that they already had in their tanks. Now, when they replace it and they get the new gas, I can understand that they got to raise the prices. But they're just, to me, it's just absolutely price gouging. So that's my take on it. But as of tomorrow, it's 4.29 today, and they raising it another 10 cents tomorrow. So we'll be at 4.39 a gallon here in New York. So Crazy. So a couple of things we're going to get into talking about our family, taking care of families and focusing on that right now. But there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about first. Okay. So one of them is a sports related thing. And I don't know if anybody knows, if some of you may know, some of you may not know, Brittany Griner. She is a WNBA basketball player, big girl. I mean, she's like 6'8", I think, something like that. Uh, Good basketball player and stuff like that. Well, she had gone in February over to Russia for, I don't know, for a visit, whatever appearance or something. And she had the vape pens and the cartridges. Well, it wasn't nicotine, it was hash that she had in these vape pens. So she was arrested at customs, and she's been locked up ever since. She is looking at doing 5 to 10 years in prison because of that. Okay. And I'm seeing all these stories about, oh my God, we got to get Brittany Griner back to the United States. This is horrible. Poor her, poor her, poor her. Here's my take on it, guys. Okay. Every one of us, every single one of us have made decisions in our lives that affect our life. If you go into a foreign country with drugs, you take a chance. You can't wait until you get in there and maybe hook up with somebody. There's drugs everywhere. So it's not like you couldn't go and get it from somebody else over there. But the point is, why are we like poor Brittany Griner in the news? Okay, I'm not saying poor Brittany Griner. When you do it to yourself, you do it to yourself. I have no sympathy for people that do that type of stuff. You get caught and you are in a foreign country, they have their rules over there. It's not the United States. So that's the chance that you take. So, you know, in Thailand, they publicly whip you if you break their laws. Yeah, it depends on where you are. Um, you know, if you guys remember, there was a movie. God, I can't try to remember the movie. Long, long time ago, and this guy was smuggling drugs out of like, I can't even remember what country it was. It was some Middle Eastern country, and he got caught, and they caught him, and he ended up getting like this super super long prison sentence, and he did quite a few years, and then he eventually escaped and came back to the United States. But they made a story about that. I can't remember the name of the movie, but again, I don't feel sorry for people that do things to themselves. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel. I don't care if they're an athlete. Midnight Express, thank you very much. Thank you, Lost Soul 72. Yes, it was a great movie, but the reality was he did it to himself. That's the reality. But you again play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? So that was something that I just saw, and the article was basically saying, "Oh, poor her." No, sorry, not there's going to be no empathy for somebody that does something to themselves. That's just like I said again. That's just my take on it. Now, I did see another thing today, and this one, this millennial generation, you really have to feel bad for them, guys. I mean, you really do, because things are very, very tough for the millennials. They're very, very tough. So I don't know if any of you knew. I didn't know who she was. I had to read the article because I was riveted by the title of the article. Ireland. Her name's Ireland. Um, oh God. Baldwin. Ireland Baldwin. Okay. Obviously, yes, Alec Baldwin's daughter. She's 26 years old, and she's been very public about her struggle with mental health. Okay, which I have no issue with. I have no issue with that. We are all going through something. Okay, but the title of the article, and I want you to realize this. It said Ireland Baldwin uh, struggling with coffee causing panic attacks. And I'm like, oh, I got to read this. So apparently, she had coffee on an empty stomach, and she showed a picture of herself in the bathroom on the floor, and it triggered her. Okay, you guys gonna love this, right? It triggered her because of like reflex of throwing up because she was drinking coffee on an empty stomach, which caused her to have a panic attack. So she said either I lay on the floor and I cry or I throw up. It's very very difficult. Oh, poor her. Okay, come on, really? There's not other issues. There's not other issues going on in the world. I mean, like right now, there's people being killed, children and women, and people being killed in the Ukraine, right? Oh, but that's that. She had coffee and she had a panic attack. That's very important. Don't you know that? I'm just like unbelievable. Let's talk about narcissistic me attitude of that generation. And not all of them, folks. Let me just put that out there. Not all of them. There's a lot of good, hardworking kids out there that are busting their humps. But I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Um, you know, there's bigger things to worry about other than, she drank a cup of coffee and it triggered her and caused her to have a panic attack. Unbelievable. Just like, oh my God. Oh, so I'm sorry. Don't have a whole lot of empathy for that either. That's just me. Life is tough. I realize it must be tough growing up a Baldwin and having every privilege in the world handed to you. It's got to be very difficult. I mean, we really do need to feel sorry for these folks. We really do. So, all right, what do we got? 731 in the chat, guys. We're at 212 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask you if you have not shot a thumbs up yet to please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate that. It really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is with the YouTube rankings. It pushes us higher up in the rankings. So I thank you for that reason as well. But also, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I do appreciate that as well. I just, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You really, really can't. I mean, the Hollywood mindset, it really, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So anyway, again, gas prices are going continuously up. They're not going to be going down anytime soon. I think that we are being absolutely manipulated. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. I think it's going to entirely get worse. And yeah, not any fun. And like I said, the people like in Hollywood, they can never relate to anything, or the elites. Realistically, they cannot relate to the everyday struggles of families trying to make it paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay bills, trying to take care of their children. They will never understand that. So when gas goes up 10, 20, 30, 50 cents within a very short period of time, that hurts in the pocketbook. It really does. So, oh, excuse me. So, yeah, so today, I'll tell you this real quickly. We had, I think it hit 70 degrees here today. So we had a lot of meltage, which is great. A lot of runoff, which that happens when it comes to that. Um, Ed, do you think we will go into WW3? You know, to be honest with you, it's hard to say. It's almost as though, and this is strictly again my opinion, it's almost like they want it to happen. They want something to happen that just puts us into a situation where things go to complete crap, and it seems like they want it. And it's just that's I'm going to hope that it doesn't happen. I'll be honest with you. I really do hope that it doesn't happen. I'm hoping that cooler heads do prevail, but we're dealing with lunatics, to be honest with you. Look at what we have for our leadership in this country. It is frightening. It is absolutely frightening. And so, there is no telling, to be honest with you. There's no telling at all. And I'm just you know, trying to continue to take care of things as I can take care of them. And it is just not a good situation. I hope it doesn't happen. I'll be honest with you. I really do hope. Here's what I always say, okay? I prepare for the worst and I hope for the best because I don't have a whole lot of faith in mankind. I have zero faith in the leaderships of these different countries around the world, including our own. Okay, so I don't want you to think I'm not talking about here because believe me, the United States leadership is at the top of that list of people that are, not in touch with reality and those type of things. You got to understand something about Biden. Biden is a career politician. He has been in Hollywood, or not Hollywood, might as well call it Hollywood, right? He's been in Washington, D.C. for what, 50 years? Something like that. Something like that. So, I mean, he's been involved with that cesspool that we like to call Washington, D.C. For a very, very long time. So, it's frightening. It really is if you look at it. But again, we have zero control over what they're going to do. All we can do is control what we can control. That's all we can do. So, is there a possibility that it may happen? There is absolutely a possibility. I'm hoping that cooler heads will prevail in the long run, and it will get better. So, we're going to talk about real quickly. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this trucker convoy down on the Beltway traveling around New York City. Now, this is what I find interesting, and I'm not going to get pro, against, whatever the case may be. This is just things that I find fascinating. Okay, what I find fascinating is situation that happened up in Ottawa. They crap their pants up there. Trudeau puts in this thing that, like, oh my God, we're close to a major uprising up there, right? And then they decided that they're going to do a convoy in the United States. Well, there's a big difference between Americans and Canadians. And I love my Canadian brothers and sisters north of the border. I think you people are absolutely awesome. But Americans have a lot less tolerable mentality. Let me just put it like that. I think Canadians have a more tolerable mentality. We don't down here. We just don't. That's not in our DNA. It's not in our makeup. So things can get kind of crazy, pretty quickly. What I found what I thought was amazing leading up to the convoy, and then the convoy started, and it was all about the mandates. People were upset about the mandates and they wanted the mandates dropped and all this type of stuff, right? I found it ironically convenient. I guess that's the right word. Ironically convenient that right about the time the convoy was starting, all these states decided, oh, now we don't need to do this anymore. We don't need to do that anymore. They dropped this mandate. They dropped that mandate. They dropped the passport mandates. All these things went away. Now you can eat in restaurants and you don't have to have your proof of that you've been jabbed or not and all those type of things. It's all gone away. Isn't it convenient that everything that the truckers were going to be protesting, right, is magically, for right now, don't think it's going away forever. No, 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 no. It will be back. It will be back. But trust me on that. I really, truly believe it'll be back. But yeah, for how long though? Exactly. Awesome sauce 753. That's what I'm saying. It will be back. But magically, COVID is not an issue right now. Isn't that weird how that works? What are we hearing in the news every day? We're hearing about Ukraine and Russia and how Russia's the bad guy. And this is how we're going to steer you. Oh, get off of this path. We don't want you on this path. We're going to steer you over here. Pay attention to this. This is what we want you to pay attention to. We are continuously being played, my friends, continuously being played like a fiddle. And if you think that this is the end of mandates and restrictions and all that type of stuff, you are sadly mistaken. And that, again, that's strictly my opinion. I think they'll be back. I think that they will come back with a vengeance because, oh, magically the next thing will come up and we got to do this and we got to do that. Did you see the interview? And I want you to think about this, okay? I want you to think about this. See, these people, they can't help but bury themselves or tell their plan what they want to do. They can't help it. It's just they're so excited for it. So Bill Gates says there will be another pandemic, right? I think probably a lot of you probably saw that interview. I saw that interview and I saw him talking about that. And what did he say in that interview? Well, if we did here or around the world what Australia did, well, then it'll go away faster, right? Do you guys remember? I think you could ask some of our Australian folks that are in the chat here, right? You could probably ask them how it was over in Australia. Australia was a prison colony. That's what it started out as, right? That's what it turned back into. You couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. If you did whatever, you had your neighbors ratting on you. You had, turning people in because they weren't abiding by the rules. You were being arrested, you were being fined. I mean, it was so restrictive in Australia. It was insane, in my opinion. Strictly, again, my opinion. Um, you know, and this is what Bill Gates is saying. What we need to do for the rest of the world, it will slow down and stop the next one. No, no, it won't. The reason that they were able to do that in Australia is because they disarmed the Australian citizens a long, long time ago. Hey, mountain kayaker, streets packed with protesters in Europe, UK, Russia, no COVID. Isn't that interesting, too, how that works? Protesters, especially if it's well, you look at the year leading up to the election. BLM was out in droves. If you were a BLM protester or Antifa protester, you didn't get COVID. You didn't get that. That was fine. There is a constant manipulation going on constantly. All of us are continuously being played. And again, I'm not diminishing the fact that COVID was out there. Not going to ever diminish that fact that COVID was out there. But if you look at the numbers, realistically break it down and look at the numbers and see who was the most strongly affected. Now, of course, if you watch the news, they highlighted this case and that case and the other case, right? Or what they did was they had the different people that were anti this, right? All of a sudden got it and supposedly were begging for this while they're in the hospital dying because they had it, right? I don't know if it's true. I'm just sharing what they're saying. So you're seeing those examples. Now, to me, that is an example of saying, okay, well, listen, we're going to scare the crap out of you. And so we're going to use fear as a tactic to get you to comply and do what we want. Guys, I got sick last year. Anybody that watches this channel, anybody that's been watching for any length of time, I got sick right after Thanksgiving, or actually it was literally Thanksgiving Day. I felt like crap. And then for like the next 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, I literally was spending close to 20 hours a day in bed. I was so freaking sick. I could not function. It was horrible. Okay. I never got this. Never going to get it. That's my personal choice. That's the way it's going to be. Did I have it? I have no idea, because you know what? I didn't go run to the doctors. I was sick. I stayed home. I rested. I got better. I recovered, and I went on with my life. Now, if I did have it, right, I didn't die. It's amazing how that works. So, there's a lot of games being played. There is manipulation constantly. When I talked in my earlier video today and I was talking about the news media, and all of a sudden now, and this blows me away, folks, truly blows me away. No trust in the media, no trust in the media. We don't trust the media, don't trust the media. Russia bad. Oh, yes, they're 100% telling us all the truth now. We have to listen to what they're saying. Really? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Hey, Star Seeds, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Or is it Speeds? Oh, Star Speeds. Thank you, man. I appreciate the donation. Manipulation and propaganda continue to happen, will always continue to happen. It's not going to go away. It's just not going to go away. That's a reality. Okay. I got to show you guys real quick. Hold on. Hold on. There she is. There's the girl, my child. But they're always steering you. Remember that. Hey, Karen. What keeps me up at night is what do they have in mind for the 5 and 10-year-olds or more holdouts like us who survive? Oh, hold on a second. Uh, who survived their plans. I'm going to tell you. Let's talk about that a second. I want to tell you, and this really upset me because it was my great nephew. My great nephew, Colton, who's 8 years old. All right. So they're dropping the mask mandates in New York, right? Finally, the kids finally don't have to wear a mask at school, and so he's talking to my sister, his grandmother, and he says to her, he goes, "Now I want you to think about this for a second. This is an 8-year-old. 8-year-olds should not have stress. 8-year-olds should not be worrying about anything at all." Hey, Prophecy 333, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Um, so he's 8 years old, and he says to my sister, he says, "I'm really concerned they're dropping this mask mandate, but should I still wear the mask on the bus because there's a lot of us on the school bus?" And Becky's trying to explain to him, "No, you don't need it. You're fine." He's had it already. His brothers had it already. They both tested positive and had it. And guess what? I know it's shocking. I know it's shocking. They didn't die. Imagine that, right? They have instilled fear into our children. I want you to think about that. With all these things that they have done, isolating kids in school, you're in a little cubicle. Okay, I'm not telling you anything that's not true. Little cubicles that they have to sit in with plastic all around it. They all have to have their mask on. They were eating their lunches at their desks because heaven forbid that you put them in a big area. They're not allowed to touch or interact with their friends. What does that teach children? What does that teach children? It teaches them to be afraid, scared to death, waiting for permission to do what they should do. They're and this is strictly my opinion. They are brainwashing our children. They're brainwashing our children. I will tell you right now, my kids are obviously grown, thank goodness. But had they been in school, wouldn't have gone. I'd have kept them home. I would have homeschooled them. I know a lot of parents did that. They made that choice. And, yes, and obedient. West Virginia Hills have eyes and obedient. So what they're doing is they're training our children to do as you're told, to not question authority, never look at anything else, just do blindly obey. Blindly obey. But that's okay, right? That's okay. I have a huge issue with that. So that's just putting that out there. You guys can make of it as you will. What are we at? 1,064. Wow, already in the chat here, guys. We're 392 on the thumbs up again. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. I do really appreciate that. Again, it also really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. And I thank you for that reason as well. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe and hit that bell icon to get all notifications. All right. And if you have been subscribed and all of a sudden you're not getting notifications, check and see, because YouTube does have that tendency to unsubscribe people. We did just cross 104,000 though, guys. So, we did just cross 104,000. Crazy. It's growing pretty fast now. It's watching it. It's like, wow. So no hot tea tonight because I've not had a fire going, obviously, all day long. So, yes, and it keeps them from socializing, learning how to socialize with others. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, even like with Heather, with being when she was the 1 year in college, and they had done last year, not this year, but the year before, and they were doing remote learning. She said, "I didn't learn anything, Dad." She said, "They weren't teaching us properly," and they weren't. But boy, I'll tell you what, they sure charged the same, didn't they? Colleges did. It's not healthy for young people and children not to be able to interact, not to be able to get out and socialize with their peers. That is how they learn and how they grow. I think it's much more healthy to be able to do that. And again, that's just strictly my opinion, you know. And but yeah, you can't. JJ says ask for a refund. They're not giving you any refund. That's not going to happen. So, but anyway, now is the time, in my opinion, to really focus on the people that you care about the most. And the reason that I worded it that way in the title of this video is because family's not always the people that you care about the most. I mean, we all know that. I mean, there's certain family members that you're going to be like, yeah, no, forget about it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's part of a master plan. Absolutely, Joe Nell. Yep, yep, absolutely. He says, at a master plan, can't you see it? Yeah, I see it. Absolutely. If they can get the young people to comply and do as they're told and not question anything as they get older. And I did give you guys that one example one time when me and Heather were out getting ice cream. And the 8-year-old, probably a little girl, maybe 6, 8 years old, something. And she was like, "Oh my God, Dad, no, before we go into the store, you got to have your mask on." So they're very much programming, manipulating our children to live in that fear. And so the father, like an obedient servant, went back to his truck and got his mask and put it on. And then I said something, and of course, then him and I had words. So, you know, because I made a joke out of it. I just, and he didn't like that very much. So, but Slacker said, "Congrats on 104K. I was of the first K." All right, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, the channel's growing very, very nicely, which is pretty cool. It's neat to watch. Like the goal forever was that 100,000, and then you hit that 100,000, then it's like, okay, now what? But like I said, moving forward, with what I have planned for this year, and I will be going down to West Virginia. I'm going to absolutely be going and working on that type of stuff. And I'll tell you the reason why. This place is going on the market April 1st. My property here in New York is going on the market April 1st. You can't stop living your life. You can't stop living your life. When something happens, what's the status on that? I already got it, Candace. It's good to go. Good to go. Actually, let me see. I'll tell you what. I will do this. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but there's my back, STD, and then underneath is the rest of the words. And I had that done already. So it says step thing and day. Yep. Just like I said, when I hit 100,000 subscribers, now obviously the tattoo's not that dark right now, because it has settled in, and it came out really, really good. So really happy. So yeah, that's I said I hit 100,000, I would get the STD tattooed on me. And again, people are going to see that and be like, they're not going to see the rest of the word, because even like with a muscle shirt on, you just see the tops of the letters. So it's a conversation starter too. Hey, Pam in Wonderland, diesel went up $1.50 here in the last week. As you know, we run trucks. This will kill us. Exactly. And I had also talked. Thank you very much for the donation, and thank you for the statement. And I also said what's going to end up happening is when it costs the truckers more to deliver foods and goods and everything else is going to go up. Everything else is going to go up, and you're going to see it. Food is going to go up like crazy. Everything. So, but yeah, we just, again, all we can do is try to control what we can control, try to be as ready as we possibly can be. um, I'm going to, like I said, again, my goal is get down to West Virginia, get things going down there, get set up, sell this property, get the family moved down to West Virginia, and do what we need to do down there. That's exactly what we're going to do. And it's going to, once I'm down there, it's going to be insanely busy, which I'm okay with that. I'd rather be busy. Sitting here static over the course of this winter drove me absolutely insane, because my mind the entire time has been on West Virginia. And I know some of you are probably tired of hearing about it, But that's where my mind is at, where my thoughts are at. What am I going to do down there? What am I going to get done down there? And get started and trying to be as ready as we can be. I'm hoping we have enough time. Obviously, you guys know I'm also trying to put a group together, to use my property as a bug out location in West Virginia. I just had some great conversations actually. After the last live stream, I had a couple people reach out to me and I talked with them. Great conversations, and I'm looking forward to meeting the people that are interested in using my property as a bug out location in April. I think we can put together, if we can put together the right group of people, people that are willing to work together, that are not just thinking of themselves, but they're thinking of the collective that way. I think we can do a lot of good things. And again, I can't even begin to tell you how important it is to have a group with whatever's going to happen, because there is safety in numbers. I'm going to give you an example of something, guys. You decide you're doing the solo thing. You don't care. It's just you, husband, wife, couple of kids, right? And that's great. You probably can survive quite a good long time with that, until you have roving bands of scumbags decide, you know, they know you got supplies and that you're doing okay, and they don't. They're going to try to come in and take your stuff. Well, if you're by yourself, husband, wife, kids, you know, maybe one or two of your kids might know how to handle a weapon. You don't know. But maybe your wife does. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're the only one that knows how to handle a weapon. Now, I'm not trying to be insulting to any of the ladies on here. I know a lot of the ladies on here are very, very, proficient with firearms. So that's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm using this as an example. If you have 20 armed men come in and know what they're doing, you are not going to make it. They're going to come in. They're going to take what they're going to take. After they take you out, they're going to use your wife and children as they see fit. And that's not a pretty picture. And they're going to take all your stuff and you're done. If you have a group of people working together, that same 20 men may try to come, even let's call it 100 men. Let's say you have 30 people in your group. Let's say you have 30 people in your group, you have 10 children, you have 20 adults. And you have 100 people in a group coming. All right. They're gonna give it a shot. They'll give it a shot. But the advantage that you have with numbers is you're going to repel those attacks, because their losses are going to be greater than they had anticipated. They're most likely going to go on to easier, softer targets. They're going to leave your group alone because the cost is too high to try to get what you have. The advantage you got to understand is this too, folks, and I want you to think about this. Here's a group, right? You got a group, let's call it a group of 50 people. And if you're organized enough and you're squared away enough and you've done your homework, you've done your preparations and stuff like that, your group's going to be rested. They're going to be healthy because nobody's sick. You're going to have, you're going to be clear thought. Your mind's going to be clear because you're getting proper sleep. You're eating a regular meal, all those type of things. And you're not traveling. You're in your area. You're in your spot. You're taking care of your business. Any group that's going to come to you to try to take your stuff, most likely is going to have sickness in the group. They're going to be overtired because they're not getting proper rest. They're not sleeping in a bed. They're not, getting a regular 8 hours of sleep. They are overtired. They're not eating normal meals. So they're not as sharp as they would be. They're being exposed to the elements. All those factors make a difference. Give me my group of 30 to 50 against that group like that at 100. We'll eat you alive. We'll eat you alive, because we are going to be in a position where we're ready, rested, clear thought, not acting or reacting. We're going to act. And there's the difference. And that is why I'm always going to encourage all of you to get a group, get together with a group. So really quickly, guys, I do want to mention this is the last day of the sale of my legacy freeze-dried food. I'm sure some of you will be very happy that I will not be talking about it anymore. But the sale ends tonight, midnight West Coast time. So if you are interested in getting some of the freeze-dried food from my website, preppernurse1.com, go to my website, click on store. It will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. And once you're there, you click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. What we have available is there. Pretty much everything is stocked up. Take advantage of that. Largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies, number one. And we're doing the 20% off sale. When you check out, make sure you use a discount code 100,000 subscribers. Okay, that's how you'll save yourself 20%. Take advantage of that. And like I said, this is the last day of the sale. Freeze dried food is a great thing to have. 25-year shelf life, GMO free, gluten options are available. All those things, a lot of great things with it. Take advantage, and that is there right now. So we have the prepared nerd just became a beginning prepper. So welcome, thank you for joining that. I do appreciate that. I appreciate that support with the membership as well. While we're talking about it really quickly, I will mention I will be live streaming tomorrow night, Monday night, for hardcore preppers only. I do that every Monday. That's what they get for that membership level. So if you are interested, main page on YouTube, click join and you will see that. So definitely take advantage of that as well. So just putting that out there. You can do it or not do it. It is completely up to you. I still live stream 3 days a week, no matter what. And Heather is actually next door at the moment watching I don't know if she's watching 90 Day Fiance. That's one of the latest idiot box TV shows, or if it is Fresh Out of Jail or the jail dating one. I don't watch any of that crap. So that's what they do. But anyway, again, on my website, we also have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store. If you go to my website, you will see their logo. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. Once you're over there, yeah, we all need our distractions. I get it. I get it. Yeah, it's just not my thing. I can't watch stupidity. I really can't. He's in prison and he got out and now he's not seeing me and I sent him all this money. I don't understand why. Because he's a scumbag and he was in prison. Don't you get it? It's I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But to each their own. Enjoy whatever you want to watch. It's strictly up to you. I will never tell you you're wrong. You can watch whatever you want. So, but anyway, but again, if you go over to their website and if you decide to make a purchase, make sure you use a discount code PrepperNurse1 at the Forefathers website, and you'll save 15% on a purchase over there. Okay, so just putting that out there for you guys. I get angry with stupidity. I hate stupid. I will tell you right now, Prophecy 333, one prejudice that I do have, I can't tolerate stupid people. I do not have the time or the patience, to be honest with you. I'll give you an example of something, and I'm not going to say names or anything like that. If I'm having a conversation with somebody, I'm like out in public, and I'm having a conversation with somebody, and I realize that they're a moron, a complete and utter moron. I will excuse myself. I will say, hey, listen, have a great day. It was nice talking to you, because I'm wasting my time and I don't have that time to waste. So, I will never be insulting to anybody. I will never be mean to anybody. I just don't have the time or patience or the time to waste with that type of mindset. I just don't. And I feel sorry for stupid people. I really do. There's a lot of them out there, And, when you have somebody and stupid can come in all kinds of forms, guys, just so you know. I've seen some very, very smart people that are stupid because they're so entrenched and so locked in, and they can't look at things rationally. They will never look at things rationally. That's part of the sickness of it, so, but beware of cute stupid. That's funny. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, I've always been like, when it comes to women, one of the things for me, she better have a brain in her head. That I find, to be honest with you, that I find very attractive. If I can have a conversation with somebody and, we can be on an intellectual level where we can have an intelligent conversation. It's not that she has to agree with me. I actually like having that healthy debate. I think it's good for you. But so yeah, having a brain in your head, I find it very attractive. So I know that's bizarre and it's not what everybody thinks, but a lot of guys are just into the TNA, but there's a whole lot more substance than just that. It's always nice. Eye candy is always nice. It's nice to look at somebody who's attractive, but you only spend so much time in bed. After that, you actually have to have a conversation. So, you know, that's just me. That's just me. So I know manning the pump. Oh, with all the flooding, yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, we got a lot of water here too today. 80K man, absolutely. That's not fun at all. But all right. So anyway, but oh, let's see. We are at egg count time. So let's before we do the egg count, I'm going to ask if you have not um, shot a thumbs up yet. Again, please do so to show support for the channel. I appreciate that ahead of time, and so thank you for that. It really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction we have, the higher it pushes up in the ranking. So I appreciate that for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell icon for all notifications as well. And thank you for doing so. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm mean because I say I don't care for stupid people. It's just a waste of energy in my opinion. So all right, let's see what we got here. Get your guys' guesses up here for the egg counts today. All right, give you just a moment. If you had the same guess as Billy the Kid Norwood with 5 eggs, we had 5 eggs today. And Thickneck did lay an egg today, so she was definitely a player today. They were out today. I got them out in the run today, and they were running around, and they were happy about that. So that was good for them. But yep. So, but yeah, they did well. They did well. So they're fun. Their chickens are just so much fun. Extra mealworms for Thickneck. Yeah, mealworms are not getting cheap here, guys. That's a treat. I got to go pick up another bag of that for them. But that is definitely a treat for the birds. So, but anyway, so let's get back into this. Family again is not always blood. Family is the people that you care about, people that you can trust, people that you can rely on. So when I talk about it's time to watch out for the people that we care about and we love, that's what I mean. Now, sometimes, it is like I said, sometimes it's blood, sometimes it's not. I mean, there are certain blood relatives that I will help, and there's other blood relatives that I will not help. That's just the reality of it, unfortunately. But you all have to make a decision. I want you to think about this. Most of the people that are watching this live stream, you guys are preppers. You've been prepping. You've been living that lifestyle. You've been sacrificing, right? While a lot of your relatives are off there spending money on vacations and big fancy boats and cars and everything else. Hey, Freddie left you. Hey, PN1. I just got denied a meal at Chipotle in Syracuse because I tried to pay with a $10 bill. They said we don't expect accept cash anymore, cards only. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous, man. Well, thank you for sharing that. And well, then I would take my business elsewhere. Yeah, that would be the last time I went there. And Cat MD, thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's nuts. That card only stuff. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm gonna stay with cash. I pretty much do everything that I do with cash. So yeah, cash is legal tender. So how is that not illegal? Exactly. That's what I want to know. How is that not illegal to not accept cash? Who doesn't accept cash? So yeah, that's just again ushering in, right, a cashless society. That's one of the goals. It's one of the agendas. I don't know if you guys have been watching any of the stuff. I've had people send me all kinds of things, and oh God, who is the Schwab? Klaus Schwab, and he had like his scientist was up there talking. And if you listen to any of that type of stuff, guys, I mean, it's frightening. It is frightening. It is insanity personified. I'm like, how is, and we were joking around. They were talking about BlackRock and how many assets, like $9.7 billion in assets for BlackRock, and unbelievably, just the whole system and what they're trying to do and the control mechanisms that they're trying to put into place. Very scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. And it's not conspiracy theory stuff when it's coming out of their own mouth. How is it a conspiracy theory when they're talking about these different things? Scary. Very, very scary, to be honest with you. So, here's another thing I want you guys to think about. I really, well, got to be careful when I say these different things, but this is uh, this is just a statement. This is not. Oh, it's an opinion. It's my opinion. But how does big pharma go from now? And I'm sure most of the people in here have probably more the same mindset that I do with big pharma. But how do they go from they're untrustworthy, they're sneaky, they're lying, they're snakes to, oh my God, they saved the world? How does that work? How do people flip that switch and decide, okay, yeah, now we can trust them? That's a question. I guess that's just my question. That's a question that I have. I don't understand that. I really don't. So, but anyway, oh, what we just went through, guys, for the last 2 years. If you didn't realize it, it's all about this. It's all about the money. If you think that it's anything else, then you were sadly mistaken. So, yeah, if you can't realize what this whole thing that we've dealt with for the last couple of years is really truly about, um, you know, yeah, I don't know, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. There's some people you're never going to reach. There's some people you're never going to help. It's just a reality. Uh, you know, More and more people are waking up all the time, and I think that that's a wonderful thing. I think people are realizing um, that a lot of these groups out there are not looking out for our best interest at all. They're never going to. And as more people become aware of that, we have to obviously stay diligent, take care of our business, and be prepared for whatever they're going to try to, whatever they're going to try to do next, whatever they're going to implement, whatever the next thing that they're going to do. All these things that are being done, at the end of the day, it always comes down to this. It's always coming down to money, and so that's where that's what people need to realize too. So yeah, the only one looking out for you is you. Thank you, ADK man. Good statement. Very good statement. You're 100% right. Uh, you know, I'm gonna expand that a little bit. I'm gonna definitely expand that a little bit. There are people in my circle that I associate with and that I deal with that I would give my life for them, and I think that they would give their life for me. So I can't say it's just you. There are other people always watching out for you. Sometimes it's behind the scenes and you don't even realize it. But there's a lot of good people out there. There really, really, truly is. And I think that that is important. And, again, the more people that we can wake up, the more people that we can make sure are not victims. And that's what more the premises of what I wanted to talk about was controlling what you control. And I talk about that all the time, but working to make sure that you guys are going to be okay. Don't be victims. Don't be a victim. It's so easy not to be a victim. Don't be that one standing in line with your hat in your hand, waiting for the saviors who not only, but you got to understand, I want you to understand this too. When the time comes and the ones that are going to be giving those handouts to the peasants, right? The ones that are going to give the handouts to the peasants where you'll have to stand in line to get your share and all that type of stuff. Those are the same ones that created the problem. Understand that. They created the problem because they can bring you under heel, under control, and you're going to willingly go. If you guys want to watch a video, and I put this video up a couple of years ago now, it says 90% of you will go to FEMA camps willingly, and here's why. Go watch that video. It's much more relevant now than even when I put that video up, because it breaks down why most of the people And with what we just went through the last 2 years is a really good example of that. Most of the people, and I think it was actually more than 90%, said, oh, this is what I have to do. Okay, I'm not going to buck the system. I won't make any waves. I'll do what I'm told and I'll be a good person. I had so many people tell me, so many people, because I'm a bucker of the system, folks. That's what I do. I do not comply. I am that stubborn SOB. Okay. I had so many people tell me, well, I put this on because, I just didn't want to upset other people. If you're upset because I don't have that on, that's your problem. That ain't my problem. And I'm not going to do it to make you feel more comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, if you've drinking the Kool-Aid 100% of the way and you're all in, good for you. Do what you got to do. But guess what? I'm still going to do me, and I'm still going to live my life, and I'm still going to do what I want to do, and I'm not going to live in fear. That's one thing and you know what? Here's a weird concept that I want you all to understand, okay? Every single one of us that are me and everybody watching this video, everybody on the planet, we're all on a journey. We're all on a journey, and it has one end. We're all going to die at some point. So I am not going to live my life in fear and be scared all the time and be worried about, oh my God, this or oh my God, that. I'm going to take care of my business. I'm going to try to live the best life that I can. I'm going to try to be impactful in a positive way to people if I can be. That's my journey. That's my goal. And so, that's where I'm trying to be. What I'm trying to do, a lot of what I try to do with my streams, with my videos, is to encourage you, again, not to be victims. Be proactive, help yourself, and when the time comes, you are going to act and not react. You have to, again, I'm going to say this, and I know I keep repeating myself when I say this. 93% of the people in this country, and I'm just talking about the United States, I'm not talking about anywhere else. 93% of the people are not prepared for a 2-week disaster. That should terrify you. That should terrify you as a prepper or an off-gridder or somebody that's awoken. That should make you scared to death, because with 7% of us ready for at least a 2-week disaster, all right, the rest of these people are going to all be victims. They're going to be victims. And they're going to look and say, hey, wait a minute. I know Prepper Nurse One, he's got stuff. I know where he lives. If they come here with bad intentions, I'm telling you right now, guys, and I've said this before, and this is not being tough guy, this is not being grandstandy or any of those type of things. Any prepper compound that is out there, any group of people, when SHTF happens, that is not the place you want to go thinking you're going to push your weight around or you're going to take from those people. Because if you are a prepper and an off-gridder and you've been preparing, you are preparing for every contingency. Those are not the people that you want to go and take from. I'm telling you right now, because it will not end well for you at that point. I had somebody made a comment. I actually laughed when I read this comment. This is going back a couple years ago. And I had talked about doing what is necessary when the time comes. And how I think I talked about if there was like looters or somebody trying to steal, you shoot them and you hang them up, their dead body up in a tree with a sign on there saying, looters will be shot. And somebody was like, well, when society reestablishes, you'll go to jail. You'll be brought up on charges. No, you won't. Because first of all, you have no idea if society's ever going to go back to normal. And if you have to do what you have to do to survive, to make sure that people don't come and try to take from you and your family, you make sure you instill the fear of God in them. All right. And in that situation, I am God. And I'm not saying that like I think I'm God. I'm just saying you instill fear in people and realize if they come to you and try to take your stuff, there's going to be consequences for their actions. So they're going to move on to easier targets because they're not going to want to come and try to take from people that are ready for them. That's my point that I'm always trying to make. And as far as afterwards of, coming up on charges, it's a joke, because who knows what will happen after that. So people just, the reality that I'm seeing is that people have no idea. The concept is just not there. They don't see it. They don't see how bad things are going to be or how bad people will act. You look at everything that happens around the world on a regular basis. We're not Japan. Japan is a very, very disciplined country. They will wait in line. They will be civil to each other. They will be nice. They will try to help each other out. Not here in the United States. People will kill you for a pair of sneakers. I can remember there was waiting for something to come out, some game or something like that, and these kids came up and they killed somebody because of their sneakers. They wanted their sneakers. So if that little value on life over a pair of sneakers, you're willing to kill somebody and go into prison for the rest of your life, people are just crazy. They're crazy. So look at how we treat each other now. This is what I want you to kind of take from this too. Look at how we treat each other now with rule of law. With rule of law, we are evil to each other now. What do you think will happen if there is no rule of law? How do you think people will act? How do you think that they will treat each other then? You think people are going to be all kind and help each other? No, no, they're not. 80K Man says, we now have propane tanks stolen, gas tanks punched and drained. I saw that too. A lot of those things are happening. And again, depending on where you are, it's just going to really depend on what people are going to do. Got to be careful, guys. Again, be ready to protect your loved ones. Do whatever is necessary to protect them and keep them safe. Like I said, again, I'm going to be the first one. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. But that's going to be your call. If you come and try to be stupid at my place in a post event, that's your call. You're taking your life into your own hands, because it's not a free for all then. So just, like I said, you just have to use your brain. You have to think about things. You have to plan accordingly. And that's what I want to encourage all of you to do. Plan accordingly. Be as ready as you can be, because we just don't know. So anyway, we're going to do some shout outs, guys. And I remembered after I did my last video on Friday and was doing shout outs, I forgot somebody. So I'm going to mention them first this time. Angry Prepper. I cannot believe I forgot to mention Angry Prepper, when I was doing the shout outs. Love Angry Prepper. I think he's awesome. So I know he started a new channel, and we did talk about that, but, his fitness channel. So, but he's a good dude, and I think you should definitely go and support him. Also, there is 80K Man who's in the chat. Bizarizajizza, who's also in the chat. Two local guys here in New York. Two good channels. Go check them out. Bizarizajizza has the Carrington Chronicles. New episode came out today. So definitely check that out as well. Show him some love. You have up in Canada, we have Icky Can, who's a good friend of mine, and JJ just threw his link up there. And he's a good guy. Go show him some support. He's not throwing up a lot of videos lately, but he's a really good guy. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self-Reliance. Love watching his channel. Love what he's doing, and a lot of good information with that as well. And he's got a game plan, and he knows what he's doing. And I like that. I like that a lot. You have, staying in Canada, you have Canadian Prepper. A lot of good information with Canadian Prepper. And so definitely follow his channel as well. You have Alaskan Granny is another good channel. You have Alaskan Prepper. Love his channel as well. He's another one that I highly, highly recommend. Go show him some support. Very, very down-to-earth individual. And, I think it's good to see his stuff as well. You have Bush Radical and his wife, Girl in the Woods. Two different channels. They're both very, very good. A lot of good information with them. Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota as well. Nice channel up there. Him and his girlfriend are off grid. I think that they're amazing as well. You go out west, you got Magic Prepper. He's out in North Dakota. You also have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out in Seattle. great channel there as well. Deep South Homestead is another really good channel. Southern Prepper One, Green Greg's. I don't know if you guys watched the video today. Green Greg's, he got himself all beat up. He's all opened up on his forehead. That happens. When you're doing stuff, that happens. But you have Doug and Stacy. You have Gray Man Prepping is another really good channel. You have oh god, there's so many channels, guys. There's so many channels. Uh, you have Bushcraft Bear over in the Canary Islands in La Palma. You have the nomadic movement down in Panama, another young couple. I think that they're amazing as well. And Pinball Preparedness is another really good channel. Like his stuff as well. A lot of good information with that as well. You have the Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Another one is a really, really good channel. City Prepper. I definitely mentioned him the last time. He's another one, is a really, really good channel as well. And but like I said, there's a lot of great channels out there. There's a lot of great information. I think we should be supporting each other. Mary Greeley News is another one. The Needy Homesteader is another one. Really good information over there too. Ryan Hall, y'all. Love Ryan Hall, y'all. He's awesome weatherman. Really into what he's doing. I think he's great. And again, you have Bjorn Hansen, Corporal's Corner. So there is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Absolutely. Adapt 2030. Ice Age Farmer. You have, oh, God, I'm trying to think of his name too. But anyway, there's so many channels out there. And again, I think we should be supporting each other. I think it's a more positive thing to be doing. And I think it's a good thing to do. So it's a different view when you look at different channels. Wrangle Star absolutely is another great channel. But anyway, guys, so that's it on the shout outs for tonight. But there's plenty of great channels out there. And again, I do think that we should be, Bear Independence is another one. Yep. We should be supporting each other, and let's do that. Okay. And just tell them Prepper Nurse One sent you over. Again, a lot of these channels have no idea who I am, but that's okay. You know? Yeah. Main Prepper. He was one of the old school guard of preppers. Loved his channel. He had some issues, unfortunately, and no longer posts. But when I first got into prepping, and was watching him, he was somebody that, you took his information and you really took it to heart. So I did say Southern Prepper One. Yes, I did. Yep, I sure did. I like his information as well. There's a lot of, like I said, guys, so many channels out there, so much good information. And I think that that's good that we do that, so kitty and dog cam, please. Well, I showed you guys Hella earlier. She's probably now sleeping here. I don't know. I have no cats in here at the moment. I don't see anybody in the box. So it's nice out. So it's nice. So they're outside. Max is outside right now. When it's nice, they're not sitting in the house. When it's cold, oh, Full Spectrum Survival. Yeah, he's intense, but I like his information as well. I think he gives out really good information. So, all right. So anyway, control what you can control. Keep prepping. Keep doing what you can do. That's all we can control. Don't stop living your lives. Don't start living in fear. Continue to do what you do on a regular basis. I'll be honest with you. This week I had planned on going down to West Virginia and get started down there. And because I delayed it and didn't go, I'm literally kicking myself because I'm wasting time. So I'm a little angry at myself for not going. Obviously, there's a lot of concerns going on in the world right now. So that was why I held off. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I could have got this done, that done. So now it's going to have to be another week, when I go down, and I'm going to be that much. And it's not really being further behind because I did plan on waiting to the end of March to go down. I will be down there before the end of March. I will tell you that right now. I'm losing my mind because I want to get down and get started. I cannot wait to share with all of you what we're going to be doing in West Virginia. I can't wait to share it all with you. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of work. And I know what I'm looking at. I do know what I'm looking at, but that's okay. It's going to be a good adventure, and we're going to get things done. And like I said, I'm going to share that all with you. And as we get things organized, and each trip that I take down there, get more and more supplies down there and get us going that way. So stay tuned for all of that. It's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So JJ's throwing up the link for Heather's her um, Miss Carswell's creations on Etsy. So if you want to go there and support Heather a little bit, maybe buy a necklace. She's starting to do some knitting projects that she's going to do hats and scarves as well over there. So go over there and check that out. I don't think she's got any hats or scarves up yet, but definitely go check that out. And, if you want to give her a little support, that would be great. I would appreciate that. So, and there's the link is there. JJ's throwing it up once again. And it's also in the description. So if you're looking in any one of the videos or live streams, that can link is in there as well. So, but name your road Heather's Hearth. Actually, we're already named, Dawn. We already named the road in. We're going to have it set up where my property line starts, and it's going to be PN1 Way. We already have the sign. My sister had ordered the sign for me, and it's kind of an oxymoron because it's PN1 and then way. So it's one way, which is true because there's one way in and one way out. So I think that that's going to be a lot of fun. But that's going to be, I hope your property will go well and not an April Fool. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. I'm hoping that it sells pretty quickly. We'll see what happens. If it does, see, here's the thing is, if it sells right away, great, right? Then I can, it's going to make me be in a major rush if it sells right away. If it doesn't sell right away, it's going to give me time to slowly transition. So, either way, it's going to be, it's going to be, yeah, it's a great name. Becky came up with that name, PN1 Way. Yep. So, but again, it's going to be either way, whatever way it goes, it's the way it's going to go. We're going to take care of things as we take care of things, and that's just how we're going to do it. So, where in West Virginia are you going to? Stacey, I'd really rather not say, to be honest with you. I'm sure that the people that hate me already know, because you can look at tax records and you can find anything out that way. But I'm really not going to, I'm not going to, disclose directly where I'm at. So, but I will be at higher elevation than I am here. I'm at 1,600 feet elevation here. Where I bought my property in West Virginia is 3,200 feet elevation. So it's almost double the elevation from where I'm at here. Really excited about it. It's if you want to see some of those older videos, look into the fall of last year. I did some videos when we were down there, and check those out. It's beautiful. It's a great piece of property. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of fun at the same time. So what do we got? 726. I'm not even going to do a number to get up to today because it really, if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, though, I would do appreciate it if you would do that. I don't know. I don't even want to put a number on here. But anyway, so if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do that to show support for the channel, and thank you ahead of time. Also, it does make a difference with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. And so again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So thank you ahead of time for that. But with the situation with the oil guys, that whole situation is going to continue to deteriorate. And that's being manipulated as well. If you don't realize how badly that's all being manipulated to drive up the prices, again, how do you usher in your Green New Deal, right? How do you usher that in unless you make it so expensive to travel? How about we'll go for 800. Let's go for 800 thumbs up. So we're at 760. We need 40 more to get to 800 then. All right, yeah, why not? Got to put a number on there, right? So let's hit 800 thumbs up before we jump off of here. But again, there's a major manipulation. Everything is being done on purpose. I truly believe that. So we just, like I said, control what you can control. Take care of your families. Take care of the people that you care about. Be as ready as you can be. And when the time comes, we act, we do not react. And that's the important. You can be scared all day long, and that's perfectly healthy, that's perfectly normal. But realize what you need to do, what you need to take care of. That's the important thing at that point in time. All right. Let's do We Are Legion, because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. We're a big network. We're a big family of people. And that's what we really are. We are the people that are awake. So, where is everybody from tonight? We have Southwest West Virginia with Alan Rice down there, Connecticut, Navajo Nation in Arizona, Christmas Valley, Oregon, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Cape Cod, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I love it down there. Maryland, Southeast Michigan, Leesburg, Florida, Hillsboro, Oregon, Tucson, Arizona, Gulf Coast of Alabama, I believe that was. We have Las Vegas in the house, North Highlands of California, Lake East, Ohio, Ulster Park, New York, Ontario, Canada, Central West Virginia, South Carolina, Indonesia. Very nice. Glad to have you here. Phoenix, Arizona. We have Maine, Panama City Beach, Florida, Birdsboro, Pennsylvania. Indiana's in the house, Central California, Jacksonville, Florida, Northeast Kentucky, Savannah, New York, Eastern West Virginia. We have Troy, North Carolina, Cancun in Mexico, very nice. Republic of Texas, awesome. Knoxville, Tennessee, East Knoxville, Avoca, New York, Pennsylvania Wilds, Waterloo, New York, Short Creek, Kentucky, Georgia in the mountains. We have Cancun, Mexico, very nice. Seattle, Mesa, Arizona again, Tennessee, Vermont, Utah, Bangor, Maine, Idaho City. We have Wyoming, Kansas, Wisconsin, Troutville, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, middle of Georgia, Melbourne, Australia, with Britt. Glad to have you here. We have Colorado, Tacoma, Washington, Southwest Virginia, Shenandoah Valley in Virginia, Montana, Littleton, New Hampshire's in the house. Glad to have you here. The Caribbean, very nice. Atlanta, Oklahoma, Northern Idaho, Huntsville, Alabama. So again, guys, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We are a huge, huge network. And I think people don't realize, honestly, how much power that we have, um, because we're the ones that are ready. So when something happens, not a matter of if, when something happens, we're the ones that are going to be able to make a difference in people's lives. And I think that that's important to try to do so. I think it's important to try to have that mindset that you want to help people. I think that that's a good thing to do. And that's just my take on it. You're going to have to all make your own decisions at that time. Don't ever take food out of your group's mouth or your family's mouth, um, but try to help if you can. We have Charleston, West Virginia there with Sean. So, again, control what you can control, take care of your families, be as ready as you possibly can be. Don't be victims. Don't be victims. I think there's more control measures coming. I really do. Donovan Brendel Davis, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Very nice of you. So, guys, I want to thank my moderators who always are here taking care of things. Hey, DTX, thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you for that donation. I appreciate my monitors being in here, doing what they do, stream after stream, keeping the chat clean. It's very much appreciated. So thank you guys. I do appreciate you guys being here and doing that. Also, I want to thank all of you guys. Hey, Pam Ben, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate all you guys being here, supporting the channel, watching us grow. I'm really excited for this next adventure that we're going to be going on here. And I know it's a horrible time to be doing it. I don't get me wrong. I get it. I get it. But you cannot live in fear. You cannot stop your life because of what ifs or maybes. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So the faster that I develop what I need to do down there, the better off we're going to be. For me, it's a much better location to try to ride out an SHTF event in West Virginia as opposed to here in New York. A lot more freedoms in West Virginia as well. So I'm looking forward to that as well. The weather, just the weather alone, such a huge difference that's going to be. So it's going to be an interesting adventure. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be, there's going to be times where it's going to straight up suck. And I know that. And that's okay. And I'll continue to do what I have to do. And that's where we're going to do. And we're going to get it done. Hopefully, we put together a great group of people down there, and it will be quite the adventure. So, but we'll see what happens. So, anyway, I want to remind everybody, it's really important to remember that we really truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We really are. We have to stop letting them divide us constantly. Race is used. That's a tool. These are all tools to keep us fighting amongst each other so that we will never come together and work together. But I'm telling you guys, if we come together and work together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. So they use race, they use religion, they use political affiliation, and they also use the vax and the unvax. That's the latest tool that they use to, there's families have been divided where they're not talking to each other because one family member has done it and because the other family member won't. They're so locked in that you have to, that it's caused dissension in the family and they don't even talk to each other anymore. How sad is that? That something as stupid as that would cause people to not appreciate each other, not love each other. That's the sad part to me. It's just games, and it's constantly being pushed. These games constantly. Just watch social media, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Uh, let's work together. Let's come together. We can accomplish anything if we ever do that, and then we can go after what the real problem is in this country, which is big business and the government. But they don't want to. They don't ever want you to do that. So also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important that we tell the people that we care about how we feel. What are we at? 827? You know what? We could hit 850. Let's see if we can. We got 23 more, guys. Let's see if we can bang out 23 thumbs up here. Now we're down to 20. Let's get 20 more thumbs up before we sign off. Let's hit 850. Why not, right? We hit one, blew through 800. So let's see if we can hit 850 before we jump off here. Also remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. That's important. I want people to realize that. If you follow that simple mantra, there's nothing that can stop you accomplishing anything that you want to accomplish. Set realistic goals and they will happen. That's the beauty of it, really. That's the beauty. If you set a realistic goal and then you work methodically towards it, the only person that's going to stop you from reaching it is you. That's it. Nobody else. I avoid STD. Yeah, well, come on now, Tom. You know what it really means. You know what it really means. So, again, work together, come together, think of the people that you care about. Let's go to 900. What are we at? 866. Man, we blew through 850. 869. All right, we'll hang out for a minute. Let's see if we can get it up to 900. We hit 900, we're out. Okay, so we'll give it another couple of minutes here. We're at 870, so we need 30 more for 900. So let's see if we can get that. But again, guys, I really, truly, with all my heart, continue to get ready. Continue to take care of your families. Plan ahead. Be ready. And when the time comes, it's time for us as preppers and off-gridders and people that are awoken to act, not to react. There's going to be plenty of the sheep out there that are going to be reacting and panicking and running around like a chicken with their head cut off. We don't want to do that. We want to be the ones that are locked in, have our plan. Our family knows. They come to us. The group that you have knows. They come to you, and they're going to be safe. And I'm telling you right now, and here's the thing, I was just talking in the discussion I had yesterday with a young lady from New York City. Without hope, we have nothing. We have nothing. So if you have hope, there's always a chance and you can make it. So if you have a location that you know you're going to go to, SHTF has happened. You have supplies on site at XYZ bug out location. All you got to do is get there. It gives you hope. It gives you a reason to live. So think about that. Without hope, you got nothing. So we got 893. We need 7 more thumbs up, guys. We need 7. Nope, not 5. 5 more thumbs up. Let's get that. So I never even thought we'd hit 800, to be honest with you. So let's see if we got 2 more to go. 2 more to go and hit 900. So, but there we go. We blew it. Guys are amazing. Just blew right through it. 902. Unreal. You guys are awesome. So anyway, guys, I am going to jump off of here for now. Be safe. Keep prepping. Keep getting ready. That's all we can do. All right. I will see you all later. I know. Boom, like diamond. That's it. We'll do a diamond. Boom. So there we go. 909. So anyway, guys, be safe. I will see you all tomorrow. Live streaming for hardcore preppers only tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Again, if you're interested in that, go to my main page, hit the join button, become a hardcore prepper, and you can join us in that chat. Very personal. I'm able to answer everybody's questions, which makes it a lot more fun. When you have 1,100 people in the chat like this, it's a little difficult to answer everybody's questions, but I try to do the best I can. So anyway, guys, I'll see you all later. Have a good one. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.